G'day viewers, it's Geoff McPhee's Gardening, Melbourne, Australia. Short sleeve shirt on today. It's the last week or so of winter and coming into that great season of spring, and 20 something degrees for the rest of the week in Melbourne. It's a good place to be. Today's subject, mow and go versus gardening. I've had a lot of emails asking my opinion. There's been a few YouTube channels have been presenting different cases on both of the aspects of mow and go and gardening. So I think I'll put my 2 cents in as well. Now, I'll let you know a bit later, but I believe there's, in my opinion, a certain way to actually be a true entrepreneur in our business. Now, at the end of the day, whether you mow and blow only or whether you're gardening, it doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant in as far as your business is concerned. At the end of the day, you want your business to make a profit, you want it to pay your wages, and you want to provide a good lifestyle, and you want and make it successful. So whether you're doing mow and blows only or gardening or both or whatever, it really doesn't matter. It's the bottom line that's the one that counts. But at the same time, to be a true entrepreneur, you may have to do different things than perhaps the guy that wants to do lawns purely as a lifestyle. Now, there's a few different operators in our game, in our industry. There's the entrepreneur that wants to really build up the business, put on employees and build up to a really big stage where he may work off the tools. In other words, he'll work on the business instead of in it, and that's a great way to grow the business, but he's going to have to do certain things to get to that point. The other one is, of course, is the lifestyle one that wants to just do a few lawns or a few gardens and make enough money to get by, and is more than likely has got other income coming into the house. You know, wife probably works, and you might even have a secondary income from a service pension or perhaps a superannuation maybe in their older age. So you see that there's different various types of people that want to be in our game. And of course, the new person that starts out, having a clue which way they want to go, that's just doing everything for everyone. And that's how you start out, of course. We all start that way because we've got no idea in which way we want to go. With the mow and go, it's a tricky, it's not as easy as a lot of people say it is. You know, they think, I'll just go and mow and blow, do a few lawns and go home and that's it. There's a lot more to that. If you really want to be efficient with mowing, you have to do several things, I believe. In my opinion, this is all my opinion. It's not, you know, I'm not 100% right on all I say, but it's just the way I'm going to present it to you and take it for what it's worth. But people, when they mow and blow, miss several things when they're doing that particular task. A is efficiency. In other words, they might edge and then they blow all the crap onto the lawn and mow it again, and then they might get out the line trimmer and trim again, and then they might do a double cut, you know, and double and triple cutting, because it does a really great job and it really looks the part, and that's fantastic. And some lawns may require that. Some lawns may be pristine, some lawns may be high class, but of course you're going to be charging for that. You're going to be charging that extra to do that, because otherwise you're wasting time. At the end of the day, if you waste, you know, 5 to 10 minutes on a job and you're doing 10 jobs, there's nearly an hour and a half of non-billable hours that you've wasted. So instead of having that opportunity to do more work or getting home early, you've wasted it in being not efficient in the mowing. And of course, the other thing with the mow and go is talking to customers, and the most important thing is route density. Travelling time between jobs is the biggest killer of mow and blows, as is talking to customers. Because if you're in mow and blow go only, you don't want to do hedges, you don't want to do gardens. So you don't want to talk to the customer because you've got no point of upselling your services. The only reason why you really want to talk to the customer is, g'day, how you going? Nice day, isn't it? And move on. If you're in the lifestyle mode, well, you can sit there and have a cup of tea and enjoy the rest of the day, and away you go. That's the business. But if you're out to make money and to be a true entrepreneur, mowing only is a very difficult way to go about it. Can be done, and the only way it can be done, of course, is employ people and do more lawns. You know, you can you know, a solo operator can easily achieve 10 lawns a day in our area. These blocks are being probably 500 square metre blocks of a house and a garage and, you know, garden beds in it. So there's not a lot of lawn, but it probably takes you, you know, between 20 to 30 minutes to do the lawn, or a little bit less, a little bit more, depending on the time of the year. And of course, the other thing is with the Mow and Blow is that once you establish that 10 lawns a day, 5 days a week, there's over 150k a year that you could possibly earn, because, you know, it's certainly a good earner. But of course, with the Mow and Blow, to have more success and to increase your revenue, you've got to do more lawns, and it means you've got a lot more customers. You know, you could have 100 to 150 customers that you've got to deal with. Each one you've got to text the night before perhaps, or, you know, get payment out of them, arrange payment. There's a lot of organising to do. And of course, when you get the days where it's raining and you've got to shift the lawns to the next day, or you might have to shift them to the following fortnight, therefore you've lost income. So it's a really knife edge to balance act of Mow and Blow only. When you're doing it as an entrepreneur and trying to get the biggest amount of income you can. Different for the lifestyle guys. They can do their 5 lawns a day and take it easy and have a cup of tea and just meander through the day and go home, and that's a great life. It all depends on everyone's personal circumstances. If they, you know, do they owe money on their house? Have they got debts? You know, are their wives working? Have they got secondary incomes coming to the family? You don't know what people. Everyone's different. Everyone has different financial requirements. So please take it that Mow and Blow. I'm not saying it's the way to go, and I'm not saying it is the way to go. I think it's a balancing act, as you all very well know if you watch my previous videos. So coming to the gardening bit, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're not a true gardener unless you do gardening maintenance." As I said, it's irrelevant, because at the end of the day, it's the bottom line of that business that really, really matters. Now, gardening to me is garden rejuvenations, mulching and reticulation repairs, you know, one-off cleanups or hedging. All these jobs can earn far more money than Mow and Blow. Mow and Blow customers or market, you'll only get what the market will pay. In other words, if the lawn's $70 in our area, you're not going to get any more, and you're stuck to that figure. So that means you can't, there's no way of increasing your revenue other than mowing more lawns. Now, in the gardening one, when you do a quote, you're going to quote not on an hourly rate, you're going to quote on a fixed price. And that fixed price will, you'll work out roughly how long it will take you to do. You might add on a little bit of wriggle room, so a little bit more onto that. Also adding markup of materials that you may use. So the ability to have a bigger profit margin, I believe, and I've experienced, is in that particular area. How many times you've done a hedge and you think it's going to take 4 hours and you've done it in 2? You've done it a lot quicker. You're still going to get the same amount of money, because remember, charging an hourly rate is really restricting your, in fact, it penalises you, because the more efficient, the better you get, the less you get paid if you're charging the customer an hourly rate. That's why I believe in fixed prices. That's my point anyway. So with the gardening bit, you have a system of how you're going to work it out, and it takes time, it takes experience. There's another calculation in the fixed price of a garden cleanup or a hedging, and that's called the difficulty factor. I probably haven't talked about it before. The difficulty factor is whether you're climbing the ladder, the physical aspect of the job on you. In other words, if I do a hedge job and it takes me 4 hours, I'll allow a whole day in as far as my daily take when I'm quoting for the job, because I know after I finish that hedge, I'm not going to be any good to do any more work, and that's at my point of age. Obviously, when you're younger, you may find that you can do a little bit extra, but at my age, there's no way known I can do it. And secondly, if I was doing and even in the past when I was younger, if I did a major cleanup, which was on site for 2 days, that day after, I'm absolutely had it, and I'm really not much good to other than doing light gardening. So I have to apply and it's something you're going to have to work out yourself, is a difficulty price factor, if you know what I'm getting at. In other words, I'll add on extra because of the time I'm going to lose because I've done the job. Something to think about. So I would think, as an entrepreneur, and I want it to be really big time, I've got to do everything. I've got to do not everything for everyone, but I've got to provide a complete service for the right people in the right area. Because let's face it, when you're mowing only, winter time comes, and if you want the holidays and have the month off, that's fine, that's perfect, that's the lifestyle one. But if you're young and you're growing and you want to keep going right through winter, you've got to offer these other services. And what better people to offer these services is your existing customers, because you don't have to go out worrying about quoting and chasing work. It's all there in front of you. You say to the customer, we organise the hedges to be done in the winter time, or these are in Australian conditions. I know there's a lot of UK people that listen to me too, and I haven't got an answer for you guys when it's snowing and you can't work. I don't know how I guess you put a lot of money away and put your feet up for the winter, I guess. But in Australia, we've got the ability to work the 52 weeks of the year. So that's the only difference in the way I'm presenting it, I guess. So when you look at the whole aspect of being an entrepreneur, having all those available to you and getting and doing the one-offs and doing the regular hedging jobs and pricing them to a really good standard, employing staff and increasing your business coverage of areas and the high-end market work, that's where you're going to make your big money. You can do it with mowing, blowing, but it's a lot more harder and a lot more refinement to achieve the same turnover as if you added in your gardening work. All right, viewers, that's my take on it. No right or no wrong way, but I reckon that if you think about which way you want to go, we're all different cats. We all do different things. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate your comments on this one. I'm pretty sure everyone will have their own take on it, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.